Hello and welcome to the Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. Today we present our revolutionary portal-ready grapefruit. Best diet ever, man. The food goes away. This is episode number 52. The balance in all things. I am the Lone Gamer as the Sweaty.
And I am Lucho the Farmer. Thanks for joining us on this episode. This week we tilt the scales of power on the internet.
Just imagine you with like a cat just... No?
I don't like cats.
You don't like cats? Nah! No, why? The internet is not gonna be pleased about hearing that.
Okay.
Okay.
I can live with it.
Cats are the best. Anyway, remember that the discussion here is based on our own opinions and our own in-game experience and our own tastes in cats or dogs, and is colored by a vision of the world and what we love and we don't love. So we can be wrong, or we can say strange things or things that you disagree. If you do, in any case, you can leave it here down on the comment section. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can send us a message. If you're hearing us in our multiple podcast platforms where we appear, to express your opinion, and we will discuss it here. But in the main docket we have balancing World of Warcraft rating. And then everything will be balanced. Let us talk about monetization in the new free-to-play neighborhood coming in, trending game Genshin Impact, and finally, can PvP in Warframe be ever like safe or do something about it, or is it worth keeping? So my friend, what is this about? Rating numbers in WoW. What is the balance?
So,
what are you looking for? I saw the numbers and I was like, oh, interesting. Like hunters are very
this is
popular.
This are a bunch of plots put together by a community, like by a community member.
Yeah.
From the WoW community.
Yeah.
It's taking data from warcraft logs.
Okay.
Which is one of the main tools that people use to log their progress and
correct
in raiding, and it is basically about representation of the different classes for all the levels of difficulty in raiding since Warlords of Draenor. For the last 6 years almost. Yeah.
I insist, like hunters are very popular all the time. Very well.
Because they're easy to play. Because they are, I mean, they're easy to pick up and hard to master, but they're very easy.
Fair enough. And then the next class is like mages. Everybody loves mages.
Mages have always been popular, and they're always powerful. And like, but like, if you look, I mean, part of my pain of bringing this to the table is,
yeah,
we have heard people complain about balance in WoW.
Yeah.
For ages now.
Yes.
It's a discussion that seems to have no end.
Correct. Yeah.
And if you look at these numbers, would you say how balanced do you think the game? If you look at this.
Well, if I look at this data, I will say, what is the range between druids are always terrible. What is the data showing me? This data is showing me.
It's showing you the percentage.
The popularity of the classes, right?
I mean, popularity as measure as what percentage of the logs correspond to that class.
Okay, so basically, this is how many of that class log in the raid events.
No, out of the total logs.
Yeah.
What percentage correspond to each class?
Oh, all right. So yeah, so the popularity of classes inside the raids, basically.
Measure on the
It's
lot.
not telling me performance of the classes.
Nope, not at all. It has nothing to do with performance.
This has nothing to do with performance.
It is just telling you what are people
What have
playing.
been played? Yeah, what classes have been played? So I have a question. Why do you think Druid, which is if I'm not wrong, that's the bottom line, right?
No, the bottom line is monk.
Monk. Ah, all right. I thought it was Druid. Which one is Druid? Is the blue one?
Druid are the orange. Is the orange.
Orange one. Oh.
Yep.
I
You
thought.
should know the standard
I
colors for the
forgot
classes. by now.
there's some color like what? Which one? Which one is the H? The lighter purple or the darker purple?
The dark purple is the H. Warlock
Yeah.
is the light purple.
The light purple is Warlock.
Yep.
The dark purple is the H.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Fake fan. Get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about.
I forgot about the color thingies. I know that I am. What color is that? What color even is that? I know that I'm brown. Like light brown. I know that I'm light brown. Like.
Get out of here.
Yeah. And I know that hunters are light green. So there you go.
Yep.
Anyways, so monks are the least representative class overall in the raids, right? We're talking just raid
This is
data.
in rating. Yep.
Raid data.
This is just rating data. And it is a split for like in difficulty. So I don't know. I'm looking at the Warhead.
And this is
article.
combining tanks and DPS and everything, like all specs, right?
Okay. There is in the Warhead article.
Yeah.
There is like at the end of the second paragraph, there is a link that says you can see a full set of data here.
Oh, okay.
And if you click on that, it'll show you a lot of.
Show me an empty warcraft. Oh, no, there you go.
No, it has some tabs.
Yeah. I got it.
It has a lot of charts, and those correspond to
All specs.
like just the classes. There's another one showing you all the specs, and there is another one showing you only for each class the top spec.
Okay. The top.
So it can be hard to read because
It's a lot of data. Yeah, I know.
there are a lot of specs
Yep.
in the game. But yeah, like the ones that Warhead have are just all the specs of one class.
Class the night top specs. What are the different things?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking for tank specs.
And you have to know the names of the spec. And that they are also hard to read.
Yeah, because I'm looking at is this top spec data? I'm looking at the
Top spec.
Yeah.
What top spec is take the top spec for each class and just plot those. So you'll have one per class, but it's only the most relevant spec for that class.
Does it say what the spec it is? That's what I'm not seeing.
It doesn't say.
Yeah.
But for example, if you look at that top spec chart, for the hunter is Beastmaster, or at least the plot that is there is Beastmaster. For Demon Hunters, for example, is Havoc, Demon Hunter.
There you go. Okay.
For mages, I think the top mage is Fire. No, I think it's Arcane, the one that is there.
Yeah.
As
Because
top.
my question about all this is like, in how much does the spec, especially pivotal roles like tanks and healers, affect the popularity of the class? Right? If you have an always stable tank like a paladin or a warrior, Does that mean that they're always bringing them to raids because they're very reliable or stable tanks?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. Right?
No, of course not. Because that's not how people play the game.
They don't bring like reliable tanks into the raids? Like, or they always looking at the chains?
People play what they want to play.
Yes. Now I know what you mean. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yes.
There's nothing to do with that. Again, this is not about power. This is just about what's been played.
Yeah, what's preference for the... You're right. I 100% agree with you with the Hunter. I trust your opinion that it's very easy to pick up and play.
I mean, it is, and it is the most popular class overall.
Which makes sense. But like DH, isn't DH the same thing? And it's not that popular.
Yeah, but usually ranged classes are easier to play for mechanics.
So influence that is a range class too.
For the most part, it has 2 range specs.
So
and the melee spec has been left in the since Legion.
Okay, so how difficult is to play a mage?
How difficult?
Yeah. In terms of mechanics.
I mean, it can be annoying if in the fights that are in the movement heavy fights.
Yeah.
Because you get your casting time interrupted.
Yes.
So I mean, are you asking me how hard is the rotation?
No, compare the hunter with the mage. How difficult is the mage to play in terms of rotations and mechanics compared with the hunter?
Yes, that's a loaded question because that depends on when in the story of the game are you asking me?
What do you mean?
Because the classes have changed a lot.
Yes,
since
I know.
World of Dragon.
Yeah. But overall, what do you think? The thing is, like, I haven't played Hunters, so I cannot give you an opinion. But
Hunters
you have
really
played Hunter and Mage, so that's what I'm asking you.
I mean, mages are not that hard to play, but like they are harder to be
effective on.
Really, to be more effective than.
But mechanically, you think that mages are not that complicated to play compared to hunters?
Learning the rotations is not that hard.
Okay.
Do they have more spells to press? Yeah, sure. And I don't know. It's just it's a loaded question because if you know how WoW plays, and you know the basic ideas of aligning GCDs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the classes plays similar to that idea.
Yeah.
So because you keep that in mind. Yeah.
The thing that I want to kind of discern of this data is how much of this data is affected by easy to play class and popularity of the class. Like actually that people actually like the fantasy side of the class.
I mean, you cannot 100% separate those things. Like Hunter is easy, but just because Hunter is by miles the most popular class in the game. Most played class. By a long shot.
Jesus. All right.
that's all. Like that's why Hunters are top and there. It's not because they are godly good or because they are insanely popular. It's just because across all the game, not only raiding, Hunter is the most popular class by far.
And I would say like Mage is kind of like that similar. They're selling a similar. It's very interesting because I feel that the World of Warcraft Mage is a very unique, classic fantasy class mage. And in that is the appeal of that class.
Sure.
Yeah. And I will say the same with the warlock. It's like the dark side of the mage. You don't want to be a good mage, then you be a warlock.
Sure.
So in that sense, I find interesting that because popularity of class fantasy can affect a lot these kind of results. Beyond that, if the class is good or bad in terms of output, DPS, etc., right?
It can, but I mean, sure, it will, but sure, it will. But these are just rating logs.
Yes.
Like this is the data for the whole game. This is not even data for all the rating. It's for all the people who log the rating.
Yeah, we're missing still like data, like chunks of data. That's curious. I wonder why those. You think? I imagine that Blizzard do actually have those logs, right?
Of course they do.
They actually log every single raid.
Maybe the game keeps a backlog of all this.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about that. Maybe they have like the complete picture.
Of course they do.
Of what is.
It's not maybe. It's of course they do have the whole
So
picture.
yeah. So the question is, and your question is the game balance in terms of rating in the showing of this data, right? That was your question.
My question is, if you look at this chart,
yeah,
and people ask you, is the game balanced or not? What would you say?
I will say, I don't know. I think the game is balanced, but I don't think this is a point. I don't think this is a way to see if the game is balanced or not, because these are popularity charts, and there is no like if you're asking that question, I will need to see like
what is the point of balance? What's a balance game for?
What is a balance game? Oh my god. Well, the point of a balance game is when you can play whatever you want inside the game and still perform decently at a above average or average level.
That makes no sense.
Why?
Because under that definition, there is no balance game. Because you cannot pick anything and always perform above average.
I say average or above average.
You cannot pick anything and always perform at average.
That would be the idea of a balanced game.
Yeah, but the only scenario where that is possible is where everyone performs exactly the same.
No, because you can perform above average.
But if you have things performing above average, you're gonna have things performing below average. Always. That's the whole point of an average. Like an average is a measure of what's kind of in the middle.
Yes. Like, all right. So
the average only exists if you have a range of things.
The point is that the ground or your bad performance, in this case, quote unquote, will still be able to do the activities of the activities that the game offer in a reasonable manner.
Look, all the classes are able to.
There you go. There is a balanced game. End of discussion. Now the other distinction is like the range cannot be that wide. Like the range between the thing that performs the worstest cannot be so far from the thing that performs the best. It has to be more narrow. It can like a range is going to exist, but I think the goal is making that range narrower.
I would argue against that because that could take away from the diversity of the game.
From the what of the game?
From the diversity of the game.
Wow.
Because it feels good when you are playing an underrated class. Like let's say that you pick the worst class to play.
Okay.
And you're still stomping people in the meters. You're outperforming everyone else.
All right, yes.
That feels good if you're that good. with the game.
Okay, yeah.
That's more meaningful the larger the range it is.
I don't know. Then for me is that's the answer, that the ranges are not that big. Because your choice, your fantasy choice class option, if you like something, not in terms of power, but in terms of how it looks, how it operates, etc., you try to not to the player not to pick up what simply is overpowered.
So the changes should be only cosmetic.
Changes should be only what?
The difference between the classes should be only cosmetic.
No, it has to be mechanic.
But you're saying that the class fantasy shouldn't affect the power.
Correct.
So if we make all the classes the same, we just have cosmetic changes.
But you don't have to to have that. You don't have to make all the classes the same. You just want to make sure that your ranges of power based on mechanic variance are not that broad, not that big. So what happens? What is the idea here? The idea is you take any class, and then if you're mechanically proficient and you like it, you can go way above average in terms of damage, right?
Sure.
Because you're mechanic proficient with that kind of style of mechanics and that class fantasy, etc., right?
Okay.
That's the idea. If you take any class and you are proficient with it, you should get higher rewards, right? But if you take all the classes and you just play it in a bot, the narrow power shouldn't be that different.
So you're balancing the game for a bot playing the game.
I will probably balance the game in simulations. It's the only way.
That seems such a bad idea.
Why?
Because the game is being played by people.
Yes, I know. That's the thing, right? I balance the game in simulation with bots.
No, that's a horrible idea. Like if one of your classes is super hard to play for people, but not for a bot, which is possible.
Yes.
People are always are gonna underperform compared to that, and then the class is gonna feel unbalanced.
The class is too complex to play. Okay. But that can be solved. That problem can be solved.
Yeah, by looking at people's feedback.
Yeah, but it's modifying a little bit of the mechanics, but the simulation of balance still works.
No, it's not gonna. You're always gonna run into this problem.
So there is no balance here. So what is your answer?
No, all I'm criticizing is your idea of balancing with an algorithm.
Yes.
You cannot balance a game with a computer.
You can have a baseline.
No.
You can have a baseline.
And what I'm saying is that the baseline is your player.
The baseline is what?
That's what I'm saying. Is your player base.
The baseline is your player base.
Yep.
So you want balance to be based on your player base.
Of course.
In data from your complete data from your player base. Even if you have baselines. But you don't want the baselines. You don't want the simulated baselines.
I mean, they won't give you any real information. Because how a computer plays the game is probably really far away from how a person plays the game.
Okay. So what do you do? What do you do when you're lacking data with unpopular classes?
What?
If you're lacking data from unpopular classes.
If I lack data, but this is a plenty popular game.
Okay.
We're talking about WoW.
All right. So you will 100%
We're
balance.
talking about 3% of the people who lack. probably still thousands of people.
All right, fair enough.
Instead of hundreds of thousands, which are the hunters, the monks, they may be in the thousands.
Yeah.
Which
So if you base it
sounds
on
like
that,
plenty.
then of course the game is imbalanced. Of course, because monk need a lot of help.
That's it. That's it, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Really
the difference is between-
underrepresented. But the thing is, like, how
Yeah,
do
like-
you want to, like, that's the question. How do you want to balance the game? But there is no one answer.
Of course, there is no one answer.
Yeah, the question is, how do you want to balance a game? For me, you ask me how, and I will tell you. I will start with the baseline data, and then work from there. That would be my answer of how.
Yeah, but
the answer can
but-
have many. Like the answer can be a lot of different things. For you, it's like I will look first in the player data, and then I was like, all right, yeah, well, you can check out popularity and what problems from feedback player data, but I would like to have a baseline of
But
simulations.
What I'm saying is that that's probably wasted effort.
Okay, for you, for me, I like to see that. You give me an idea of in terms of machines, how much it will give me an idea of how much human play is affecting the performance of the classes.
Okay.
Yeah. And that will give me an idea of what kind of mechanics need work. There you go.
Okay.
That's why I want that baseline, that baseline simulated data.
I see no gain in that.
Well, for me, I see a clear gain from analyzing that.
No, but it's like saying just or the logic fails for me is that it sounds like you're saying that
Yes.
that people will play the game like a computer would.
I'm not saying that people would play like a computer would.
But that's the base idea that you're using to balance it. But basically, no, but let me go for a second. Basically, balancing the game around a computer means that that what you're expecting is for people to play like a computer.
I'm not saying that I'm gonna balance the game. I'm not saying that I'm gonna balance the game based on a computer.
To me.
I'm saying I have to use a lot more of different points to balance a game. Right? But that one is useful. I'm not discarding that. I'm not discarding simulations. Right? I'm not saying that I'm gonna balance everything around the simulations. Saying that we're going to use it for comparison and for trying to draw some other conclusions from it, right? If the gameplay is easy for a computer but not for a person, why? Right? What mechanic is confusing? What mechanic is not well branded? What part of the class is not being communicated correctly? Or what? Or if it's too realistic, you know, like if you in terms of
the way, but listen to what you're saying. In what you're saying that your ideal player is a computer, because is the computer the one who can perform perfectly.
Yes.
Then with that idea in mind, you're designing a game for a computer, not for people.
Okay.
No?
No.
Because the computer is your ideal player. Is the one who can perform everything perfectly.
Yes, but that shouldn't be the case, right? I'm drawing conclusions from it. Like I know that no human can perform like a computer. I know that, but I'm drawing
that's the point that it's problematic. That you're gonna draw conclusions from this perfect AI player.
Of course I can.
No, you cannot, because no one plays like that.
Yes. Because if a player is so like if a class is it gives me weird results in one side and not in the other, and I see behavior from the player so different from what a computer should do, then I'm doing something wrong, right? Because
or maybe
why?
a computer is doing something wrong.
What?
Or maybe a computer is doing something wrong.
Why is a computer doing something wrong? It's a computer, that's the point. It's a simulation.
You can still, like, computers don't do things right or wrong, they just do things.
It depends how you run the simulation.
Yep.
There you go.
But
So
again,
you may want to run it in a perfect, but you may want to run it with imperfections on the simulation. Try to simulate a player.
okay, that's completely different.
That's the options that I have when running simulations. I'm not saying that it has to be perfect all the time, but it will help you to draw conclusions for class design and mechanics balance and things that maybe the player is not seeing or things that are not clear.
No, because I mean, do you agree with me that no person will play a video game like a computer would?
Yes, I agree with you 100%.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have two different places: how computers play and how people play.
Yes.
These two are just different.
Yeah, but you could like the thing is like
Okay, these two
when
things
you
are
refer
different.
to how players play, you're thinking in a perfect simulation. I'm thinking in a simulation that I can modify, not exactly to be perfect, but I can draw data from it. I can move that simulation, change it to other things if I need it.
Okay, but then if you're trying to simulate people, why don't you just take people?
Because simulation are easier to
No,
generate
people are
data
easier.
from.
They are already playing the game all day, every day.
Could be, it could be.
Like that's the point. Like if you're trying to simulate people,
I see your point.
that's a false errand.
Yeah. I see
Because
your
you
point.
will never be able to do that. So just take people. Like why
Just take
waste all the effort in doing that?
Fair enough.
And you already have the people because we're talking about WoW.
Yeah. Fair enough. I see your point now.
You have millions of people playing the game daily.
Okay.
If you're not gonna simulate people, then you're assuming that that was what I was conflicting with. That
fair
if you're
enough.
not gonna take the people
I get
and
it.
you wanna do simulations, then
Yeah, I get it.
the baseline for the perfect video game player, a computer that no one plays like. And the problem is that balancing around that, when people use it, it will feel
It's absolutely like it is crazy. You can start by doing that in terms of calculations, but you will 100% have to change it straight away.
Yeah, I mean that's why company like I'm pretty sure companies still have like
Yeah, you have Q&A.
testers on place.
Yes, you have big
because-
Q&A for that. Exactly for that. Yeah.
But not only exactly for that, because I'm pretty sure they know that if they try to balance the game for a computer, for any type of simulation, it's just gonna be wacky from the beginning.
Yeah.
That was all my point.
All right.
Like if it were that easy, companies will do it.
Yeah, it would be super easy to balance, but there is a lot of factors.
Not only easy to balance, but people would do it, and I'm pretty sure they
but
don't.
we still agree on the point that there is no balanced game.
Yeah, there is balance game.
There is balances game.
Yeah,
All right, give me an example.
CS:GO is perfectly balanced because everyone is playing with the same toy. It's a perfectly balanced game.
Yes. In that case, yes. But I'm referring to more varied kind of games, like with item systems and that sort of stuff.
CS:GO has item systems. You have to buy things.
Come on, Lucho, stop it!
Am I wrong?
Stop it!
But it has a thing that.
So you think World of Warcraft can reach the level of balance of CS:GO?
No.
There you go.
But
Because
it shouldn't.
they're different games.
Oh, of course, I
Yeah,
know that.
that's my
But you
point.
asked me, is there a balance game?
Yes, I know.
I think CSGO is a perfectly balanced game.
But yeah, then my point is like for this kind of games that had like overlapping systems and kind of like class fantasies and
Oh, since I have said from the
and
beginning, I
item
don't think you
systems
can
and
balance it.
different injections of power and different factors of performance and that sort of stuff. I think it's like nigh impossible to balance one of these games.
Yeah, we have said it from the
You
beginning.
can, yeah, we still on that stance. You can get to a spectrum where your community is happy, but that's a different goal, right?
Yeah.
Where the people that put like. You are not as a developer of one of these games. You are not trying to achieve balance in the strict sense of the word. You try to achieve community happiness, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that was exactly what I wanted to, like, one of the things that I wanted to point out with this.
Yes.
Like, if you look at the Legion spread compared to a BFA spread, 8.3 corruptions threw everything out of the whack.
I'm what BFA pre-rating.
So look between, look, like Legion goes from 2017 to BFA.
7.1.
Yeah, 7.1 to.
All right. Yeah.
To BFA, and then look at BFA from the beginning till 8.3.
Yeah. 8.3. Yeah, it starts to spread out, right?
Yeah, because 8.3 was corruptions and
And then everything
out of the whack.
went insane. But like
my point is, like, the community will say that the game was better balanced in Legion,
yes,
and that's how the community feels.
yes.
But if you look at things like, okay, what are people actually playing? It was a little bit better in BFA, but like, given or taken that this is just a sample,
Yeah.
it was probably around the same type of balance in terms of what people are actually playing.
Yeah.
And then, like the classes change. Like, some classes will play more, like,
Or less.
DKs
Yes.
drop a lot, and they recover and things change. But like, always live in that. They always live in that, like, little band in between 5 and 15% kind of thing.
Yes. Which is good. Like which is kind
Which
of
sounds like that.
that
that's what I'm
looks
saying,
good.
like
That looks like everybody's playing in that range and nothing is super more popular. Like the range looks fine.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the range looks fine. People are still, like, even for, like if you think who log
Yeah.
encounters for raids, the people who carry out the numbers.
Correct. Yes.
So top guilds and raiding guilds and guilds like us who
Yes.
kind of carry out the number.
Yeah.
So you could say that those are the quote unquote hardcore players, or at least this contains the hardcore players for sure.
Pardon me. Yes.
No, this for sure contains all the hardcore players. Like, any hardcore player raider in WoW will logs and will pay attention to a log.
Yeah.
But there are more people who log.
Yeah.
So this for sure contains the hardcore, and even with that spread, it looks kind of that people are still playing what they want to play, and they are completing the things because that's what the logs are.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
like beyond the Nyalotha thing, the way just things go crazy.
Corruptions through balance out of the
like all that chunk between 7.0 to 7.1 to Nyalotha is like, it looks healthy.
It looks healthy. It looks like, maybe your class is in a funky place.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it was in that little spread.
Yeah.
It was just.
But like, I insist to do this is like a combination between keeping an eye that classes don't get out of control and keeping your player base happy with the rest of the things, right?
Yeah. it is a juggling act.
Yeah, correct.
But just by looking at this specific show, again, it is a limited sample size of one specific group of people who does one activity. Because also this doesn't include Mythic Plus.
Correct.
Strictly rating. It kind of looks okay.
Yeah, I'll say yes, good. Till corruptions, everything looks good.
Corruptions threw a lot of stuff out of like you see that spike in
in Hunters insane. Yeah.
It is definitely just Beastmaster Hunter because it is well known that in BFA Marksman and Survival were non-existent.
Correct.
And it's just that spike of people playing Beastmaster.
Yeah, and like I have the feeling that what the article says true. Like there's more people who stick to the class and change specs than more people that plays a different class, even if the power difference is a lot. Sure. I 100% agree with that. It's easy for people to just like keep, because the specs, like there's some that are different, but the majority of specs in class like are kind of consistent with the
I mean they are built with the same kind of base idea behind like all the specs in the class.
Correct.
They try to keep some consistency across the spec.
Correct.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I just thought it was interesting to see how like kind of the difference between the voices in the community. When you go back and you see the numbers and like,
well, people went crazy with corruptions and that sort of stuff. That is true.
Yeah, people went crazy with corruption, but like, I feel like Blizzard during BFA said, for 8.3 we're just gonna throw a Hail Mary attempt of we're gonna do something crazy.
Yeah.
And they just did corruptions and it completely it gave birth to all this
crazy stuff
builds.
Which was interesting. I think it was like an interesting experiment.
I agree with you. I said it before, I enjoyed it a lot. It was an interesting experiment. Did it throw balance out of the window?
Of course. Bit. Yeah. Absolutely. But there is nothing. I say that there is nothing wrong to throwing balance for a window to your game, as long as it doesn't become the norm, right?
I mean, it didn't. Corruptions are gone again.
Yeah, so. There you go. So,
which was the thing that really threw corruptions, because like for as broken as Azerite and Azerite was, like Azerite traits were at the beginning of BFA. Yeah, it didn't throw balance this sense of popularity. Out of the window. No. Nor did essences. Like you can see that they have an effect, but it does not.
But it's not that
dramatic effect.
It's not that dramatic, And I feel that it's more about. It's more about. I feel like those changes are more about. So this class suddenly is a little bit better because this particular piece of power is doing a lot of power. So everybody that we're not, because, and again, we're in the raid sphere. So if people are playing multiple classes, they're probably going to play the easiest and the one that does the more damage or is more useful in the raid tier, right?
I don't have the easiest, but probably
a combination. Like if it's not that complicated and he still can do a lot of damage in the raid and performs very well, I will probably pick it up.
General, probably.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and so if like a class that you're playing suddenly gets like a big spike on power and you like the class and you haven't been playing it because it wasn't that useful before, but now it has this new impact of power, then you pick it up, and that's the spikes. That can be one factor of the spikes there, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, but like more so, it looks pretty healthy.
It definitely looks healthier than what people in the forums.
Yeah, people always like, oh no, burn everything. Yeah, everything is broken. Everything is destroying everything. I believe you when I
funny.
saw the videos of like a collection of tanks cleaning Nyalota or something ridiculous like that, like based on just corruptions. I believe you. There I say yes. Something is broken. There's no doubt about it.
But when it really breaks,
yeah,
like you see it in the data, that you see how things spread out a little.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, something changed in 8.3, something changed with corruption that threw some of the things out of the window, for sure. Correct. But it's not just this weird outcry of people
all the time saying, "Oh no, everything is bad." Blah, blah, blah. I've heard a lot that's supposed, like, I don't know. I heard a lot that the monk class apparently still has like bugs from like long time ago that they never get around to fix. And no one for some reason the red retribution paladins are never happy. And I don't know why. And that's about it.
For me, this was just a fun exercise and seeing the numbers don't always back up the outcry in the comment sections of YouTube. So really I don't think it's in the community. It's kind of like forums and that kind of stuff.
Which one is paladin here, right? Which one is yellow, right? Is yellow?
Pink.
There you go. It's pink. It's fine.
Yeah, was it prepared at the beginning of the FA? Sure.
Yeah.
Like, but paladins had a couple of nerfs things across expansion.
Yeah. They're never happy apparently. Anyways. So interesting data. But yeah, I think still we are in agreement. Like the balance of a game is keeping your community happy and not throwing your wrench in your systems, and it's definitely a very difficult balancing act in these types of games like World of Warcraft. Is nigh impossible to achieve. Yeah. You can achieve a healthy range, but you can never like being declared super balanced.
I agree with that.
All right, so let's talk about Genshin Impact, the thing that everybody's talking about.
The thing that everyone's talking about.
Yeah. So you are the expert on gacha games, Lucho. Tell us your.
I am the house expert on gacha games.
My experience with gacha game has been I played Raid Shadow Legends at some point.
But you should play the good ones.
I just stopped. Yeah, I know, and I didn't like it.
No one likes it.
And I was like, all right, I'm tired. I'm tired of YouTube telling me about it. I'm just gonna see what it is, and it was bad, and I didn't like it, and that was that. And then I tried
so bad.
And then I tried Gears Frontline, which was the one that Lucho recommended, and I didn't get hooked up.
Yeah, the gameplay is not fair.
Yeah. Now we have Genshin Impact. So tell us, compared to the other gacha games, now that you have like experience in a lot of gacha games, like as a long-time game player, how do you see this game? Why do you think it has such a wide range of appeal?
I mean, why? It is a mix between the whole open world concept thingy, plus just being free makes it easy to access.
All right.
Like if you wanna just like you hear all the buzz of the game.
Yeah.
If you wanna just try it out, just download it. It's not a super heavy game. You just get it and you try it out. That's all it takes.
Yeah. And I think I will say this for my time playing it. I think you'll guarantee a good time. I think the game is, if you like the aesthetics of the game, I think you'll have a good time with the game. Like independently if it's a gacha game or whatever else. Like the story is interesting, the characters are cute if you like that kind of style.
I I mean, it's the game looks good.
Good looks.
Good looks.
Yeah.
The game looks good.
Yeah.
It's a good looking game.
Yeah.
The gameplay is easy to pick up.
Yes.
It's apparently very similar to Breath of the Wild.
Yes, apparently, yeah. It has some mechanics borrowed from Breath of the Wild. Cooking with a bar, a stamina bar. That's
because those mechanics. Things are unique to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they're borrowed mechanics from Breath of the Wild. Yes.
Sure, because no other game has cooking or a stamina bar.
In that in that style.
Sure.
There we go. I know what you mean.
Because what innovation is the stamina bar?
Yeah, it's the innovation from 1990s. In the style of Breath of the Wild. I think
I have not played Breath of the Wild. But
I've seen a lot of footage about it, so yeah, it's the style more than anything else.
Yeah, so I mean, in that sense, the base gameplay is appealing.
Yep.
It has the whole gliding thing is pretty cool.
Yes.
And yeah, I mean, no matter what you think of anime, the aesthetic of the game is appealing.
Yeah.
It's a very cute looking game.
Correct.
For sure.
So.
That's the appeal.
All right. Now, what is the thing about gacha games?
That they are gonna catch up.
So, this and that's all right. So let's get into the proper theme that we're bringing Genshin Impact to the road is the monetization of Genshin Impact.
Yeah, because that's I mean, I was kind of joking with the gacha game, but no, like the whole point of a gacha is just like a gambling machine.
Yes.
And it comes from the Japanese little machines that you put money in, give you little toys, and the
Correct.
whole point is to collect all the toys.
Yes.
And this is just the virtual version of that.
Correct.
It's just a little gambling machine. You put monies into it and you get
toys.
Virtual toys.
Yes.
And the whole point is collecting all the virtual toys.
All right.
That's why they're called gacha games.
There you go. So the basic mechanic. All right. The game gives you a baseline of characters and things that you can acquire just through playing.
Yeah.
Right? Clearly, the baseline is average in terms of performance, but the idea always of the gacha games is that the best parts of the power of the game are behind the pulling system, right? And when I refer to the pulling system, is the action of buying an egg and then open it, and then you pull a piece of toy. And in that sense, how real? And then the question is, how realistic is? Well, there's several things about this game I want to discuss, but how realistic is for a person who doesn't want to put a cent onto the game for a free-to-play person have the same amount of enjoyment out of the game as a person who's putting money onto it?
It depends. Where did you get the enjoyment of the game?
Yeah.
Because if it is just like exploring the world and doing the things that are in the open world to do,
yeah,
you can probably do it 100% free to play.
Correct.
Like
just
I agree with that. Raising a team of characters and playing the content and beating the bosses and the little dungeons and the stuff.
Yeah. For whatever play of the open world, you can do every single part of the content of the open world.
Yeah, like
With
no
any
part of the
characters.
content
Yeah.
is gated behind a paywall.
Yeah,
Sure.
behind power, like behind acquired power. It is gated behind. It is behind progress, which is normal, but nothing is gated behind power, right?
Yeah, for sure. It it is a grind fest, like most gacha games are.
Yep. Correct.
That's normal, but yeah, like no, you can access all the things, and from what I have seen in people doing reviews and like guides for free to play, like you can clear all the content in the game for free.
Yeah. There is, of
Yes,
course, a time-gated access to activities in the terms of racing. There's this racing system which you have to pay. You can do the activity, but you have to pay the racing for opening the chest, for getting the reward at the end. You have
that's very akin to like any kind of energy bar
Correct.
system in free-to-play games.
Yes,
If
yes,
you're
yes.
in mobile games.
yes,
Yes. If you're familiar with mobile games, like a lot of them used to, it's not that common these days. A lot of them used to have like energy bars or
Yeah.
energy systems that will charge with time, and,
Yeah.
and basically the Genshin has its own version of that.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that you can
Which
do
is-
the things, but you get a limited amount of currency.
Yeah, which is the
Cool.
only real complaint so far that I've seen about the game, that the racing system is a little bit limited. That when you reach end game, based on all the people who has done it, I'm not there yet. You don't have enough racing unless you pay to do everything that you need to do in the end game to keep up. And I say,
Yeah.
that's a different, like, that is a more difficult discussion because
But I didn't finish answering your question.
yes, continue. I'm sorry.
Because
Yes.
because that is just one way of enjoying this game,
Yes.
just doing the content.
Yeah.
And if we're being honest, that's not what they are aiming for. Because the mass appeal of or a big part of the appeal of these games is just to collect all the
Yep, the characters. Yes.
facts.
Yep.
And that, like, if you get enjoyment out of feeling the collection, that's rarely gonna happen free to play.
Yes.
Because to make it to draw for characters, you need this premium currency
Yeah.
that you get a limited amount by completing challenges and stuff.
Yeah, but
and
doing stuff and opening stuff.
quest missions and things like that.
Achievement
You
and
get
battle
some, but
pass. Yeah.
yeah.
They give you by different sources slowly.
not only slowly, but it's probably a limited amount. Like,
Yeah.
if you clear 100% the whole game, you won't get any more.
Correct.
And whatever you get is probably not going to be enough for you to pull enough times to get all the
Other characters, yeah.
all the characters that you want.
Yeah.
So and that's one of the that's probably a bigger appeal of this is the whole collecting aspect and getting all the characters more than just completing the things that are there to complete.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. And that's part of the that's and kudos to Genshin Impact. Their character design is super interesting. Like every character does something unique. Every character has like a cool animation or a cool power different to all the others.
There are cute waifus. Yeah, that's what.
Yes. But then, I found that really appealing. I'm like, oh, now I know how this genre. Now I know how this genre has existed. It's so popular. It makes so much money. Like the actual thing they're selling is very good. I will say that. Yeah. So, is the monetization in base, like compared to the other gacha games of Genshin Impact, too aggressive, or is it normal for the rate that you're getting your rewards in general?
in my humble opinion,
Yeah.
it is too aggressive.
All right. Why?
Because they basically rely on. Okay, let's be clear. Like any gacha game is gonna make things that are gonna push the players to spend money.
Correct. Yes, that's the point.
That's and any free to play game is like from the worst mobile game like Raid Shadow Legends to the most benign free to play game like Warframe.
Yeah.
They all do things to push players to spend.
Yes.
The whole point is where and when and how are you making the push.
Yes.
For example, Warframe does it clearly in the sense that they give you limited space to store the Warframes and
Correct. Yes.
And big part of the game is just collecting.
Yeah.
And you can only buy them with the premium currency. So
correct. So there you go. Yeah.
There you go. Like are there ways to get the premium currency in such a way that you are not paying for it? There are. But the game is clearly pushing you towards spending to get the space, quote unquote.
Correct.
To store the things. So they do it. You may have opinions about that.
Yes. So why is the Genshin Impact particularly aggressive?
Yeah, so how Genshin does it is that they have this energy bar system that basically locks, like time gates your progression in the game.
Yeah.
Because I mean, to progress in the game means to level up and to like improve all your characters and weapons and armor.
Yep. Correct.
Enhance them, and all those things require the materials that the game gives you. And the only way to obtain those materials is through opening the chest at the end of the dungeons and getting the rewards at the end of like killing bosses and all that stuff.
Yep.
And that's what the energy system is gating. So they are basically time gating you getting the materials that you need to
progress. Yes.
And the only way to overcome the time gate is to pay up.
Yep.
So I always feel, because basically what the game and the message that the game is sending is it's the only way that you can progress like power wise now, like in any meaningful way, is by paying. So let's say you're not gonna pay. So once you deplete your energy for the day,
you're resting, whatever
resting,
it's called.
it's just an energy system. Yeah. Once you deplete that for the day, you cannot progress anymore. You can go out and do stuff. You can keep going out and killing things and trying and opening like world chests and doing things.
Yeah.
But that's not like. But at some point, you do need the rewards from the dungeons and the things to keep upgrading your weapons and your characters and your things. And that upgrading the things is the main progression of the game.
In defense of Genshin, but they still have like you can do progress outside of paying that energy bar system with like looting chests and exploring in general, but of course it's a much slower kind of progress.
It's not only much slower, it's just there are things that you won't get from those. To upgrade your weapons at the later levels and your characters on the later levels, you will need the most rare resources, which are only obtained through.
Not necessarily to level them up, for passing checkpoints of
to
leveling.
upgrade them. Call them whatever you want, but just to level to progress them up through the power. Through the power setting that they have. Enhance them, infuse them, whatever the name is in the game. It's just to go further in the power progression of the little thing. You will need the rare resources, and those only come from those activities that you need to pay energy to
finish
to open.
To get the reward.
So you are effectively time gated in that. Like, can you keep playing the game and like opening chests and killing things and doing that kind of stuff in the world? Sure, you can keep doing it. And there's a lot of that, like to be fair, there is a lot of that too. There are a lot of puzzles and a lot of chests and a lot of secrets apparently in the game that you can go out and figure for yourself. It's not like that content is limited. There's plenty of it, and it will take a lot of time to find all the things.
Yeah.
But they are just time getting your progress. Like, you cannot keep progressing. That's it.
Yep.
That's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people have never liked the whole
gacha
energy-based system approach to. It's not the gacha games, because there are a lot of gachas nowadays that don't have that.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
But the whole energy thingy, time gating, it's what gets annoying.
Yeah. So, what to say about it? Will you remove or be more generous on the energy bar system?
I mean, if at some point the energy bar is so large that you don't get to deplete it in a day, for sure, then it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I just don't like that. Like, to me, it just doesn't feel good.
All right. So you feel better if you were like a little bit better with the energy bar system, because it is a big part of the end game progression. That particular system. Yeah. Well, I don't know what to say. Like, I don't. Look, if you're gonna, it is overall, at least from what I've played, I like the game. It is a good game. It has good mechanics. It has interesting boss fights. It has interesting environments to explore. It has interesting things to do on the game overall, and like the interaction of the elements and that sort of stuff. In terms of pure gaming as a mechanic, the game is good, right? I like it, and I will recommend to people. But I think with this kind of games, you have to go in with the correct mentality, right?
Sure.
Right? It's like, I'm gonna enjoy a free-to-play game, and I know that I'm not gonna collect everything. I know, and I have to work with what the game gives me, and have a good time doing that, and exploring and seeing the things and seeing the fights and seeing the interesting boss, and that's it, right? If you wanna be like a grinder and like a super hardcore player in Genshin Impact, you will have to pay. There is no option. But if you are testing this game for the experience, I will recommend to you like go. Don't think that you're gonna get this or this character, even if they look cool and blah blah blah. You get what you get, and you have to enjoy it with what you get. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you get unlucky, and that's it. But I think that's the mentality you have to approach Genshin Impact, in my opinion.
Yeah, but that's not what the game is telling you. Like, the game doesn't want you to approach it with that mentality.
Clearly not. The game wants you to buy stuff and collect all the characters and like spend a bunch of money on the game. But
yeah, no, but it's, I mean, it is a thing about presentation, and the presentation matters.
All right.
Because so you can argue the same for Warframe, like.
Yeah.
Like, you can make exactly the same argument for Warframe.
Yes.
But how do I put this?
But yes, of course I understand, but that's part of the type of monetization that the game has, right? Like the free-to-play games have to have some kind of monetization.
They have.
The question is if the Genshin Impact monetization is bad, right? That is the real question.
I don't think, no, that's not the question. I don't think it's bad.
There you go.
I don't think it's good.
Yeah. Do you think that the monetization in Warframe is good?
I think it's good, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the problem is that my opinion of Warframe is biased because I am in a point in the game where the monetization model does not affect me anymore.
Correct. But you can never get into that point in Genshin Impact.
Not without... I feel like not without spending money.
Okay.
Because in Warframe you can get to that point by grinding.
Yeah, because
it just Warframe has a lot of pressure to put money in it at the beginning.
Yes.
Which is when you feel the pressure to slots for your Warframes and your weapons.
Correct.
But after you jump that hurdle,
yeah,
the game doesn't really pressure you into buying anything.
Yeah.
Like progression and power-wise.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cosmetics and things, and yeah, sure. They love to get your money for all the shiny new cosmetics.
Yes.
but power-wise, they don't put any more pressure on you. And I think they have to put that pressure at some point. And they are kind of upfront on it. That it is at least at the beginning of the game. And if you will figure out in the first couple of hours, if you're not in it for that, leave the game, and that's it.
Yeah.
The Genshin paywall, if you want to call it that, is at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Where you have invested a lot of time to get there.
Yeah.
So that and it is not only like that hurdle as it is now.
Yeah.
It is just there in the game at the end all the time.
Yeah.
You cannot get to a point where that doesn't matter because it is always there.
Yeah. So I think that the good balance for free-to-play games is striking a balance of how much money a person is willing to pay versus how much time investment a person is willing to put into the game. And you should reward them equally, right? And an energy bar system stops one of them.
100%. Yeah.
There you go. And that's the real problem with Genshin Impact.
That's my problem with
that is not exactly a problem, but that's how the monetization, that's how they're pushing people towards more of the money answer, that time invested in the game. And
yeah, but that's just because time won't get you really, they're just not it at all.
Yeah, exactly. And like in successful,
no
and I believe in successful, long-lasting free-to-play games, and I'm saying like League of Legends, Warframe, and that sort of stuff, they reward you for your time. Like I have now an account of League of Legends that have all the champions, have access to the complete game, right? And the only place that I've successful, I've collected everything, and the only place that I needed to drop money for is if I want skins, right? If I want cosmetic, which is totally fine. The same with Warframe. Like and then at this point where I got the things that I want from Warframe and space to get it, because I invested enough time in the game, and I've getting, and the only thing that I've actually spent money is in cosmetics. So that's, and it's the same with these very successful free-to-play games. Like you have to reward your player for their time invested into the game. But the energy systems kind of stop that, and that it shows the true face of, we want you to spend money no matter what. No matter how much time invested in the game you have.
Yeah, I would also say that there are a lot of like free-to-play mobile games
Yep.
who have very friendly free to play,
Yes.
and very fair, really fair monetization model.
So that's our criticism of Genshin Impact. The game is, again, it's really good in the other sides.
Oh no, I have more criticisms of the game.
You have more? Continue, please.
The co-op is stupid.
What?
Have you tried the co-op play?
No.
It's stupid.
All right. I believe you. I haven't tried. Like, I don't want to try it.
It's so bad.
I don't even think, like, I was like, why?
It's so stupid.
Really?
You join another person's world,
Yeah.
but the person who joins
Yeah.
cannot interact with anything and don't get any loot.
That's retarded. Okay.
It's very retarded. Like
So I was right. And then what did they get out of the co-op play?
nothing.
Nothing?
That's the point. Nothing.
Wow. Well, then might as well not
Then
have
why?
it. Might as well not have it.
I know.
Might as well. Yeah, I didn't touch the system because I heard something like that and I was like, okay, just want to touch.
I try with Seal. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I agree
It
with you.
makes no sense whatsoever because what's the point?
What's the point? Yeah, exactly. What's the point? What is the point? I'm not gonna get anything. The why?
No, like things like, okay, maybe you cannot progress your own quest. Well,
Yeah.
Sure, maybe that's a technical challenge and they don't want to take it. Fair. They don't want to worry with all
But at
the
least they give you the
data
loot or
transfer.
something like that.
But the whole like open chest, like interact with the
Yeah.
challenges and the things and
like,
get the loot and the things. I
yeah.
don't know. It's just silly. Like, what?
Yeah. Like, anyways, all right, we are kind of running out of time, so I'm gonna. I think we have to discuss the Warframe
Okay, let's do it.
thing. Yeah. So we owe you the Warframe thing, the PvP discussion.
We'll talk about Warframe next week. Yeah.
We will talk about next episode. Don't worry about it.
Nor Warframe's PvP are going anywhere.
Yeah. But we'll talk about it in the next episode. Anyways, now we move to our audience questions and feedback. Remember that if you want to ask your questions, send it through our email, through Twitter, to any social media that you can reach us. We have a big social media spread down in the descriptions and in all the information about the podcast. You can pass by my stream and ask the questions there. I will take it and put it into the big script of the podcast so we can answer it. And you can tweet us directly or send a message or whatever you want to communicate with us, your burning questions. So, the first question of today is, what will make you buy Destiny 2 new expansion at this point?
At this point, nothing.
Yeah, after everything you've seen, like the trailers, the exotics.
No, but I don't mean it that way. Like at this point, nothing. Like, what will make me buy Destiny 2 new expansion?
Yeah.
Good reviews.
Yeah. There you go. That's a sensible answer.
It's not that I'm. It's not that I'm shouting the door completely, but will I buy it now? No. I will wait. I will see if there are good reviews of the game, of the expansion. If there are good reviews of the changes, and at that point I will make a decision.
Alright. So, but so far nothing has made you excited to buy it. From
No.
what we've seen, it the changes, the exotics, and that sort of stuff. What will make me Destiny 2 new expansion buy for me at this point? I don't know, man. Yeah, I would agree with Lucho. Reviews and probably friend pressure. If at some point we want to do something with our friends, with a raid group and our pals, we probably buy it for that reason because our friends want to do stuff on it.
More than likely at that point, but
More than likely.
but that's in the future. That's not at this point.
Yeah, not at this point. At this point, none of the exotics. I find interesting the new glass, the frozen thingies, the mechanics, the new.
Yeah, it's people.
Yeah, the freezing thingy. That I found interesting, but not enough to like actually make like an entire expansion. But yeah, I think we'll wait to see the reviews of it and see how the new systems are for the game, etc.
Yep.
And for our second question of today, what will be the most important guide or philosophy to follow in game developing?
Follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Believe in the heart of the cards.
What?
Believe in the heart of the cards.
So you need to take a decision in game development. Just like take a deck and put a card in it. It says that.
A Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
What?
Take a card. A Yu-Gi-Oh deck and take a card. Yeah.
Take a card. I think this is referring to the Yoshi P thingy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. You can develop games in so many ways.
I know, right? Like
In so many
independently,
different
not
ways.
independently. Yeah, I think follow your heart is a good answer.
I mean, it is. I mean, but it's like you can give boring answer. I'm not boring, but like any useful answer is boring because it's like be a good manager. Like
Yes. Treat your workers right.
no, but not only that, but it's like not treat them right, but like plan everything ahead.
Yeah.
Be
But
a
not-
good manager that know how to manage the time of your employees.
Yeah.
Be good at managing money because that's what a good manager does.
Yes, correct.
Is that gonna produce a successful game?
Not necessarily.
I don't know. Like maybe. I mean, it probably will because there is target audience for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's.
I don't know. I will say
Is that a formula for a winning idea?
no. Yeah.
but there is a formula to like be successful at producing games.
Yeah. Don't be greedy. Don't treat your players bad.
Treat them bad. Who cares? Just make money.
Whip them good.
Grow up.
Whip them into shape.
Grow up. They're doing it for the money. The money's all that matters.
I don't know. I think the answer is very complex. It's like follow your design, keep true to your idea, but be flexible at the same time.
What if your idea is trash?
Yeah, no, exactly. And be flexible at the same time. Take feedback from people. Yeah, fuck. It's difficult.
Yeah, the only guideline is make as much money as you can.
Make as much money. That's your only guideline. Then you're EA. You're 100% EA, Lucho.
Or Blizzard, anyone. Just make money. That's all that matters. Even if you make a trash game, but you have a freaking ton of money,
It doesn't matter.
who cares?
Yeah.
You still have money.
just go and open a casino, dude. Yeah. Oh my god.
But you don't have to open a casino. That's the point. You can do it you can do it through a game. You don't have to pay employees. You don't have to pay rent. You don't have to pay services. Just do it in a video game. It's way cheaper.
So the answer is make as much money as you want, as much money as you can, no matter what.
Yeah.
We live in a capitalist world. You look after yourself. Everybody's trash.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Jesus, Lucho. All right.
Just get rich. That's the end game.
Oh my God. Don't listen to Lucho.
You don't like my suggestions?
Yeah, they're too capitalist induced. Money is not everything in life.
What are you talking about?
Money is not everything in life.
You should ask Jeff Bezos that. You should say that to Jeff Bezos.
To my what?
He knows money is everything.
Who? Jeff Bezos?
Jeff Bezos.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why?
He knows what's good.
So you study mathematics. You're a mathematician because you're aiming to do as much money as possible?
Of course.
Shouldn't you be like an accountant or something like that?
I mean, I still want to have fun in the process of making all the money.
So how do you making all the money by being a mathematician? Explain this to me, Lucho.
I have worked out the details. That's still the end game.
Okay.
Also, that's why I don't work at a company.
Okay.
And then I don't want to work at a company.
So you're gonna make a mathematician-based company to make all the money in the world? At some point.
I want to be a professor. I don't care about the money personally.
Oh, there you go. So what do you? So if you don't care about the money, why are you saying all those things?
Because if you are gonna have a 9-to-5 job and you're gonna make a product to sell, do it to make all the money in the world.
Okay.
But that's not what I'm doing.
All right. I get where you come from. Oh my God, my face hurts from so much laughing.
Yeah, we should finish. That's all for this week's episode.
That is.
Once again, thanks for tuning in to Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. My name is Lucho, and you can find me on Twitter at @LuigiPolanco.
And I am the Lone Gamer. You can find me on Twitter at the Lone Gamer and on Twitch on twitch.tv/Lone Gamer, where I stream Mondays to Fridays. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and if you're in a 9-to-5 job, make all the money.
Of course.
Tell everybody about our content. Tell the cool things that you hear here. Tell that it's fun, that we're cool. Share it with everybody. Share it on your social media. Do everything social that you can to share with the world or love creation, not for all the money.
That's bullshit.
And thanks for coming to the Sweaty the Farmer and the Game Design. See you next time. Bye. And did you know? In Costa Rica, grapefruit are often cooked to remove their sourness, rendering them as sweet. They are also stuffed with dulce de leche, resulting in a dessert called toronja rellena, stuffed grapefruit. And that sounds super, super delicious. Grapefruit juice is used in several cocktails, such as the Sea Breeze, which consists of grapefruit juice, vodka, and cranberry juice, the Salty Dog, and the grapefruit mimosa. So, yeah, one that you don't like sweets, right? I'm talking with Lucho. He doesn't like sweets. Go on.
No. But I like dulce de leche.
Ah, you do like dulce de leche, but dulce de leche is super sweet.
It is.
So a man of contradictions.
I like it because I eat it with coffee.
Okay. All right. You like to test that grapefruit stuffed grapefruit? Sounds nice.
Yeah, it actually sounds nice.
Yeah. Come on.
And the fruit documented in 1750 by a Welshman, Reverend Griffith Hughes, to describe specimens from Barbados in the Natural History of Barbados. When found, it was named the forbidden fruit.
Oh my god.
And frequently it has been misidentified with the pomelo.
So it was another forbidden fruit. People like to
Yeah.
people in the past would like to call exotic fruits as forbidden fruits. You will make you a sinner. You eat it and you go to hell. What?
They're too exciting for the white man.
Too excited for the white man.